Hello and welcome to Geek at Play Studio tutorials. In this tutorial, we will create atmosphere for our project, and I want to create this atmosphere from beginning, so it's give you a little bit better understanding of how you can easily create your customized clouds atmosphere, so you can reuse in other project. So in this right now, we will create atmosphere, we save, and we'll load it after in our project as we continue to develop. So let's begin by creating our cloud first. We'll go to Atmosphere and we'll go ahead and open Atmosphere Editor. You can open also Atmosphere Editor by pressing key F4. So let's go ahead and going to our Cloud tab. And one thing you notice right here, we don't have any cloud layer. We can create from volumetric material, or we can just select one, doesn't matter, anything. Okay, we'll go ahead and just reset back to 1. We will modify these settings a little bit later, but right now I'm going to right click and edit material. In our edit material, I want reset function, so we have nothing 1 1 1, so we just reset everything to the 0. Okay, let's set this one on the middle as well. Okay, and let's call raining clouds, or we can call anything else you wanted. Also, I just want to be sure we have it, we disable every options. Let's set to 2, so it's very blank. If we go ahead and open a function, we'll find that our density is not connected to anything, so it's a blank cloud material. So let's go ahead first connect it. Okay, to do this, I'm just clicking anywhere in a field, so I highlight empty box, and I'm going ahead and add a fractal. As a fractal, I'm going to select a basic repeater. Okay, as basic repeater, you can notice it's automatically connect to the position. So if we connect to the density by altitude, we will have it some simple already right in preview. You can see we have it some already clouds start appearing. The one interesting thing, you notice our position is come as a vector, and as output, it's going as altitude based by the number. So we process inside, we'll take X, Y, Z and process and give it output. We can control this in some other ways. The one other interesting ways you can control it, it's to remove the position and work with the just controlling the wavelength. Example, let's click and enable our wavelength. Okay, like before, let's just reset. So we have it our default. We go create our wavelength, and now we can control X, Y, E, and Z of wavelengths inside our basic repeater. Let's do one more thing. Let's separate them so we can reuse different one. We'll go create math node, and we'll just go ahead and switch this to vector operation, and we'll go to the composer. Okay, so in that case, compressor. Okay, so our composer on this case will take 3 inputs, X, Y, and Z, and we output as a vector. So we'll reconnect to this one now. Delete it. You notice because we have no input, we reset our clouds to blank. At any time, we can create just a constant number. Okay, let's connect to our constant number. And we can set number to 1. So you notice right here, we already have an effect because we're following from X position, we have it set some number. Of course, this is a little bit randomized because we're using the basic repeater right here. And you know what, let's readjust so we can see a little bit better. We have it set our panel, and let's go just to say crystals. We can change to any other ones as well. Because we're stretching, so I want to increase our stretching damping. maybe almost all the way up to top. We'll leave it this one default. We take method repeat and let's go put on a 4. Okay, we'll take our repeater and set to 2 and our scale maybe around 1. Okay, and also a little bit amplitude. We can play more with these ones, but right now we have it because 1 and how it does repeater is a stretch all over. So let's go ahead, copy this node, and we'll just create 2 more. So and we'll connect one node, and we'll go ahead and connect Z to this one. So right here you can see because our values is passing as 1, the values is changing and applying. Now by controlling our Z, Y, and X, we can actually create quite a bit interesting clouds. So we actually can create a truly spiral clouds for other things. So let's go, as example, we'll go create a noise fractal, and we'll go switch this to math, and let's put to the spiral. There you go. So we also can make it a little bit less spiral. So now if we connect to our spiral, and also let's rework a bit on repeater. You can see right here we start seeing our spiral is happen. Okay, and we'll just pop up these values so they're easy to identify. Right here you can see our spirals is happen, and the same you can see how it's passing from the Z and our cloud. If at this point we go ahead, select our main camera, just look up. So you can see right in the sky, we start controlling our cloud layer to creating this spiral going in a way. So this is just like an example how you can control, and we can take it specifically just for Y or X and apply different type of the shapes just in those specifically areas. Okay, so let's go ahead actually to modify and make some more interesting clouds for us. Let me move a little bit closer so we have it position, and we can kind of change. Let's change this one. Maybe instead this will go to for an altitude as example. Okay, we can, and here's you can kind of modifying, set in which way you like it. So this is just example one, and again we will modify, we'll reset these settings a bit later. Right now, so we have it 1. We always at any time we can have it as example combiner. We can go ahead, create maybe another one, combine with the blender. You just add how many complexities we can add it to here. So let's go to distribute parent example and just use the round samples. Okay, and same will just maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, just increase a little bit scale, and we'll just leave it res. But again, we can create spikes, crystals, I mean any possible dots. It's very versatile in this way how we can use it. Okay, with the blender, just run this way. Okay, next let's go inside our parent, and we can just slightly readjust right here. Again, go make it look a little bit more interesting this way. So I'll go repeater, and maybe, you know what, decrease amplitude, so we have kind of nice images. Also we can just go ahead and add additional blender here, and we'll take just one more constant and connect. On this case, we can control there you go. We can control how well it's blending together between them. So let's also switch this to multiply. Okay, in this case, we can apply the effect a bit better. Have control over smoothness. So it's just overall, right here, it's very simple node we created, but you can see how you can play around maybe more with the different type of nodes assigned to different type in using the composer, how you can bring them together and control at other settings. So let's click OK right now. Okay, and we can preview, but you can see this is kind of straight, so I want a little bit modify them actually. Let me go back to my function, and in this point I'm going to just slightly modify it. So I'm going to control my X, Y make it shorter, and I'll just pop up maybe this to 50, so I make it stretchy, kind of stretchable a little bit more this way. Also, maybe just give it a little bit better effect from our position. I'm going to add another math. We'll go to multiply by constant. We'll just go connect to position and just reconnect our options. Okay, and currently it's set to 1. Let's maybe set to 7.5. So we have smaller kind of, you can see a bit breaking, and its effect, that's what I want to try to achieve right now. Okay, and maybe in this case we'll just change this one as well. And we select, let's switch this to Verni, and we'll go to closest neighbor. Okay, it's kind of still a bit smaller, so let's go to third closest. There you go. Okay, let's see our multiplication, just slightly adjusting. Okay, as well on this one I want the same, add change wavelengths as well, and we'll just put it 50 right here, so you can see how it starts stretching in our Z, so it's going this way. Of course, we can readjust, and this is kind of tweaking will involve just creating a little bit more or less effect you wanted. So let's go ahead, just readjusting a little bit more. Okay, let's click OK. Okay, now we can go ahead and just have its little bit settings here. So I'm going to reduce scaling down. Okay, we'll take our roughness and pop up way high, as well as variation increase and uniformity a little bit down. Okay, anytime when you can still kind of, if you want, readjust your scaling in your normal scale if you want a little bit more of those points. Okay, now we won't work if we won't do anything on large scale. And inside the lighting tab, we'll just go ahead, remove cast shadows. We don't need from those ones. And maybe, you know what, readjust slightly ambient lighting. So you can see how we have a very interesting kind of going scratching right this area, and let's a little bit readjusting so we can see them a little bit better in the sky. Okay, we can also pop up height, maybe like even a little less, and let's set altitude to the 0, so going more towards ground. Okay, and maybe increase detail amount slightly. If you want to look a little bit kind of more rain kind of ways, we can take density and take density way down. Okay, let's preview. So we have our main camera. We look up. Maybe adjust our focal. Maybe set back to 55 or 25. Okay, and right here I'm just setting on preview. Okay, let's very fast preview our clouds. Okay, so right here we have finished our preview. The couple things, just notice this is preview mode and it took us 14 minutes to render. So you can notice when you work with clouds in atmospheres, beware it will take a long time to render. Again, I took a large sample of the clouds and of course take a time. But overall, just expect if you want a lot of atmosphere kind of working with clouds, it will increase render time. But on this cloud set, you can see how you can reuse the same techniques for maybe rain, storm, snow, or any other effect. It's kind of interesting type of the clouds and can be used in many different options with playing just with opacity, density, and coloring as well. So let's go ahead and we'll go to atmosphere editor and we'll save this atmosphere, which will include clouds. You also can just go ahead and save cloud by itself, and we'll reuse this in atmosphere in our next project. Okay, thank you for watching this tutorial from Geek at Play Studio, and we'll continue with this project in our other tutorials.